Good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. Andy Nichols here, the Backwards Traveler, hanging out with you all. Wait, why do I hear a delay? This is weird. Hold on. This is weird. There we go. Hold on. Weirdness. There we go. I had it up on another browser. That's why I heard a delay. Back at it here on a Sunday, chilling out with you all on the 15th, Valentine's Day weekend. Exactly on time today. I made it. I made it at 11:30 sharp. Yes. Got better at that. Thank you. Hello, Christian. Hello, Jeffrey. Halfway through February. Amazing. That time is flying. And again, lots of activity in the Beatles world and Paul world to go over. Yeah, t-shirts. I've got a nice agenda and outline for today's live show. Of course, Name That Tune trivia towards the end. And it's going to be mostly Beatles with a couple solo songs. So good morning, everybody. Andrew with the McCartney 3 yellow die. Hello. Aunt Paula. Good morning. Yeah, and her name, everybody, is Paula Mescal. Okay. And as you know, the actor portraying Paul in the biopics, his name is Paul Mescal. So maybe there's a relation there. Losing one L, gotta be. Mr. Boyce, good afternoon. Jeffrey, hello, hello. So hope you all enjoyed that hallmark holiday of Valentine's Day. Got to see on the socials a lot of friends who attended Paul's Irving Plaza show in 2014 on Valentine's Day. Particularly, it was on the Fab Four Free-For-All. Mitch Axelrod had a nice memory of it and a recap of that. And another bitterly cold day. Feels like Paul does these gigs in the middle of winter, whether it's the Bowery. I mean, it's where, he makes us queue up quite long and we wait in the cold for him, but we'll do it every day of the week. 8, in fact. So, yeah, the Sunday fam is here. Happy to do it right here on my own channel. What is cooking, everybody? What's cooking? Richard, my buddy. I always forget Richard, it's you with that handle, Amato Richards, but I should remember that now. I'm going to see Man on the Run twice. What's your favorite song from Driving Rain? You're going to go for From a Lover to a Friend. Oh, hands down, it's got to be Your Loving Flame. I would think that's kind of the easiest one to say, but I quite like that too. From a Lover to a Friend. I like Tiny Bubble. In recent years, I've got a new affinity and appreciation for Riding to Jaipur, thanks to Dylan Seavey. Kind of ripped that one off. That's kind of that Indian themed song. Hey, the fam's here. Hello, Dad. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well today. Hunkering down. Mike's here. Hi, Mike. That's a good rocking song too. I know it's Rusty Anderson's favorite song. I remember reading that in the tour book at the time. Valentine's Day, great instrumental. Yeah, a lot of Paul gigs. I mean, because it's funny when you look at Paul's kind of touring cycle and the news and everything. February gigs, but then he tends to go on holiday for a while too in February. So, a lot of activity this week, and we're going to get to all that as we kind of get through the agenda. Tom Liverani, good morning to you, sir. I hope James is doing well. And if I know him, he's on his way to a gig on a Sunday. Heaven on a Sunday. I see everything's a song. Everything's a song, as Heidi and I always like to say. We can talk all day, and these phrases just come out, and we're like, that's a song. That's a song. That's a song. It doesn't have to be just Beatles or Paul. It's funny. Who's going to play? Dirk McQuigley. I don't know. Seriously, they could have cast Eric Idle. I don't know. We'll get to the biopics again on the Fab Four Free For All Facebook page. Mitch does a great job of posting those photos, and I don't know, man. I'm just not feeling it. 4 films, I just think that's a big ask these days for anybody's attention span. 1 long proper film, yeah, but 4, oof. I hope that I'm pleasantly surprised by it. No, I think the last album in kind of chronological order that's going to see that done is already out, and that's Flaming Pie. I do not think any album after that is going to get archive treatment at all. And yes, new t-shirt to the collection. This makes 53, and 54 and 55, 56 are coming from Amazon later. So yes, if you go to Paul's Amazon web store, all the new Man on the Run merch is there. Didn't get all of it, but I I just kind of kept myself to just limiting. I said, I'm only going to get 3. So there were some nice ones there too. Nathan, happy Sunday. Maybe chaos. Maybe. Good point. Good point. Let me just go back to this here. Okay. Yeah. So today we were meant to be in the city to go see Men on the Run with our crew. Those of you that were following it on the socials, we know that the theatrical date is the 19th, but New York City was selling tickets from the 13th to the 19th. So we saw the 13th. We saw the date. We couldn't go on the 22nd, or no, we couldn't go on the 19th. So we said, let's just go on Sunday the 15th. We all bought tickets. This is through the Angelica Theater, which is on the east side in the Lower Village. Bought the tickets. Then through our friends, some bought directly from the theater. A couple of our friends got an email saying, oh, sorry, we've changed your booking to next Sunday at the same time. Turns out they were not allowed to show that before the 19th, which makes sense. So I'm sure MPL and Paul's team were like, you can't be showing this before the 19th. And they had to then honor. So we bought tickets through Fandango, and now Fandango still shows the 22nd. I contacted the theater, and they're going to honor our tickets for next Sunday. So because I wasn't going to go live today because we were meant to be in the city to watch it, but now we're going to go do that all next Sunday together. So a week delayed, but weird, very weird that happened. Jeffrey does not have any interest in the 4 films, but I'm not. No, new fans is the target. Absolutely. From my customized Red Rose Speedway mug from my buddy down under, Boy and Archer. It's probably in the middle of the night down there. Yeah, so it was very interesting week in McCartney news. If you guys follow the Hoffman forums, there was a gentleman that posted who there was a screening of Men on the Run down at Loyola in New Orleans, and Scott Roger was there, Paul's manager. And he went on record because there was a Q&A afterwards, and he said that there will be new Paul music in 2026. The record is done. The only reason it's not already out is Paul took his time with the artwork. Paul will be touring later this year. He's going back to Japan, among other places. And he also noted that Chrissie Hynde also sings on the album because they have maintained a great friendship because she was really good friends with Linda and the PETA stuff. And I'm not surprised that that friendship continues to remain strong. And it'll be cool to hear her on the album. So that is actually, in joke, a confirmation that new music is coming here from Paul's manager. So, and touring. So those of you that are part of the Fans on the Run, of which Heidi and I are members of, get ready to go to Japan. Although we won't be going to Japan. No, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to wait to see what we hear. The UK is what we would like to hear. So, and it says among other places. My guess is Europe. So we shall see. But yeah, confirmed album, confirmed touring in 2026, probably later. We're going to probably ride the Man on the Run hype for probably the rest of the first quarter. And maybe you'll start hearing the touring stuff in the spring for the fall, and then the album. So that would be my best guess, all fourth quarter stuff. Paul generally does his kind of holidaying usually in February and March, so he's probably going to lay low after the Man on the Run stuff, but we shall see. Forget the tour. Give us an archive. Hey, preaching to the choir. We've been saying it for years. James says, my best friend is playing some tunes at our local independent cinemas showing them. Oh, cool. Very cool. So, busy on my own channel and Hands this past week. I've had a lot of new videos up. I did a nice little fun thing with BEATLES on We All Stand Together, which was quite fun. That's doing quite well. I think at almost 600 views. And then on Hands Across the Water, we did a really nice episode on Beatles for Sale with me, Kyle, and BEATLES and our take on that. And we've had wonderful comments on that episode. And we've got to respond back to, I think it's almost like 40 now or something. So if you haven't checked that out yet, please do over on Hands Across the Water. So that was a good episode to do as well. Now look at these pictures now. Oh, yeah, I look at that. Really? I mean, they've got the the costuming down perfect, right? The wardrobe is perfect, spot on. Especially this one of Paul with the coat. They've got it down pat. totally down pat, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. So not impressed. Nathan says, I wonder if there is a Man on the Run screening in Chicago. I'm sure, of course, yeah. Lynn A says, I am currently today re-listening to all of the Wings albums and re-rating each song compared to when I first listened to them 2 years ago. 2 years ago, really? Higher rating on some like Single Pigeon. We like Love for Single Pigeon, of course. Yeah. And then also, this past week was also another interesting week because those of you that have Sirius XM, if you listen on Wednesday nights, there's a show called The Fab Forum with Tom Frangione, Dennis Elsis, and David Frick, and Bill Flanagan, and Morgan Neville was on there for a live interview this past week. And they spoke to him for about an hour and gave some really great insight into the film. It was originally longer. He cut it down to 2 hours. It was going to be 2.5. I've heard rumors of a 4-hour cut that's been out there too in the ether. Can you imagine a 4-hour cut of the film? Because what we have in 2 hours is really good. So that's over on Sirius XM. You can listen to it on demand. It was also a great interview because they dropped 2 of the recently released songs from the Man on the Run soundtrack. And that's that rough mix of Arrow Through Me. It is fantastic. It is so good. And you can hear it if you have Amazon Music. You can listen to it now. It's not on Apple Music or Spotify. This is exclusively on Amazon. And it's really good because you can hear Paul doing the horn vocalizing of Arrow Through Me. It's so awesome. And then in that same interview with Morgan, he talks about, a rough mix of the whole Back to the Egg album by Chris Thomas that he has heard. And he says he loves it. So we're really getting teased with a Back to the Egg thing now. I mean, he didn't say it in the interview, but God, it would be nice to really kind of have that somewhere in the year. I mean, this is coming out. We're hearing this. It's got to be somewhere just planned. Just tell us when, damn it. Tell us when. So give a listen to Arrow Through Me because it is so good. And then they also played, to close the show out, that version of Live and Let Die from the Rock Show theatrical premiere, which has got some great Jimmy McCulloch guitar work on the outro of the song that you don't hear on the standard Live and Let Die on Wings Over America. Maybe they brought Jimmy up in the mix a little bit more, but he's really on fire there. So they ended the segment with them. So go check that out, because it is worth. And congratulations to Tom Frangione and David Frick and Bill Flanagan and Dennis Elsis on scoring that interview with Morgan. I was hoping to get him myself. I did contact his PR, and he's turning down the podcasters right now because he's so busy and he's working on another film. But his PR people contacted me and they said, look, Morgan would like to, but he's too busy. But please send us reviews and your live shows of all the fan reaction that you do. So that was nice of them to kind of say that. So he might maybe make an appearance on a podcast or two. I don't know. I know that the things we said today, people are trying to get him too. So we have to wait and see. But I was honored that they replied, so Morgan, you're more than welcome to come on anytime you want, either here, 2 legs, hands across the water, and have a chat about it. Lynn A will be watching the biopics with my eyes half closed so they will look more Beatley. This is in regards to touring. Tom says he will be playing, I'm sure, in addition to Japan, Europe, and the UK, and the US. Okay. I have a feeling the US is not in the cards this year based on where he just came back to North America in 2025. That's my own, that's my own personal feeling. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think the States touring. I think European and Japan is the priority in 2026. But we'll see. Yes, they did a Wings. They did that last week. Our friends over there. Jeffrey says, I remember my friend and I taking a bus downtown and we were going to buy records. He bought Red Rose Speedway and you bought sometime in New York City. Oh, man. You should have bought Red Rose Speedway, damn it. Oh, man. Let's see. Ted's here. Good afternoon, Ted. Happy Sunday to you. We'll be seeing you next week. Ted just watched the movie Hamlet, which the actor who plays Paul in the upcoming movie is a very talented actor, Oscar worthy. Okay. Don't go by pictures in your opinion. Great. I will not. It's like judging books by its covers, right? Can't really do that. We have to wait and see. Richard, I always confuse Retroactive Armor and Amato Richards. These handles. I'd like Paul to take all the demos he recorded for those songs for other artists like Mine for Me, which he gave to Rod, of course. Keep his young voice on it and do all the new instrumentation to make them finished McCartney songs. Nice little project, possibly. He is. And his people, they said he's already working on another documentary. So he's probably finished Man on the Run, and now he's jumping into something else. But yeah, really lovely interview with those guys on Sirius. Tony D from Chicago. Good afternoon, sir. Yep, we were just talking about it. Absolutely. What else? Newsworthy that dropped this week too. Oh, the Mark Lewisohn film, the documentary, Evolver 62, which I just started watching it this morning. I'm about 20 minutes in. And my friends Beatletown and Kim and Joan Borelli, #1 fan on the run, they watched that talk. Mark Lewisohn has done these series of presentations. He did it at the Fest in 2023. He did Evolver 63, where he kind of gives you a multimedia presentation of artifacts and historical things based on a certain year. He did in 2022, he did 1966 in the Beatles Fest in Chicago. And now he's doing 62. And now it's out as a documentary that you can get on Prime. Just released this past week. So I started watching it this morning. And what it is basically it's his presentation filmed at whatever lecture hall he did. But then he goes to sites in Liverpool and London and really shows you historical moments in time that are overlooked. Like when the first time the Beatles made headlines in the UK, like the first time there was an article published on them. Really, really highest of quality level of research that only Mark Lewisohn can deliver. And I think that's going to be one of the best documentaries in recent times to come out. And because I just love the early period better because there's so much history that is still being uncovered. And Mark, from the first 20 minutes that I saw, does a great job. The Decca audition and the buildings they went to and the history behind George Martin and how he really signed the Beatles, which has kind of really been uncovered since the tune-in book came out. Yeah. Susan Gagney up in Maine. Good morning, dear. How are you? What's the latest copyright stuff? What's coming down the pike? It's fantastic. And that dropped this past week too, streaming, or you can buy a Blu-ray or a DVD. Go run and get that. And I also started watching this week. I hate to be a negative Nelly on this one, but I started to watch, and Beatletown talked about this on his channel, that The Borrowed Time, Lennon's Last Decade. And I got to say, I didn't like it. Alan Parker seems like a nice bloke. Tony's spoken with him. It just seems like it's a documentary built on a lot of mythology. I mean, the first 10 minutes, first of all, it's got all that non-copyrighted music because they can't use any music in a film that's not authorized by the estate. So you put it on, and the film starts right out of the gate with like setting the stage for a 1981 tour of the UK with John and Yoko and all the people that were in that Double Fantasy band, Earl Slick, and staging and what was going to happen. And I don't know, maybe I'll go back and finish it. But to me, it seemed like it was grasping at strings. It really did. And, you know, I will watch the whole thing, but I want to watch Evolver 62 first, because that is that now, but they were both produced by the same film company, Liverpool West Productions. So out of the UK. So I will give it a chance. I will. But the first 10 minutes of it did not sound good. And you're probably going, well, Andy, you know, you've only watched things for the first 20 minutes. I do have a life, and it's quite busy. So getting downtime to watch these things, reflect on them, take notes, do podcasts. You know, I try to figure out and etch out, you know, half hour here. I have to watch things in stages. Very rare that I can just lock in for one night and watch things in one go, unless it's like something like Man on the Run, which I was sent. So you make time for that. That's big time. But the other stuff, we shall see with time. Serge is here. How you doing? Well, let's hope. And that they talked about that in the interview, that they asked him, Tom asked him, would a director's cut be made available of Man on the Run if it's on DVD? And he, of course, Morgan did not answer it, but we'll see. Based on the interview, it seems like this film is full of stuff. Yes, you do, but the footage in it, you have not. There is so much, and I can talk about the film a little bit more now because it's coming out this week. There is so much home footage from Paul and Linda, Paul's archives that is in this film that is nobody has seen the light of day of ever. A ton of stuff in the studio. It's really good. I mean, so do you know the story? Yeah, we all know the story, but the way that this story is told with no talking heads, narration only, mainly by Paul and other members of Wings, Linda, and the Beatles kids. Lots of Mary McCartney, Stella, Sean Lennon. The pacing is just magnificent. It is a great documentary, and I'm telling you straight out, not as a super fanboy, it's a good doc that even the average person is going to go, wow, what a life he led. And now I know why it's called Man on the Run. So it's going to be fantastic. All quiet in the copyright war. Good to know. Tom Liverani asks, do I think it'll be a double LP? Well, if it's going to be that 25 songs that he opens the Wings book about, then maybe. But what does double LP mean anymore in the streaming age? Kind of went the way. Once the CD era took over, the concept of a double album kind of went away because then you could have 80 minutes on a CD. That's why Driving Rain's a longer album. Egypt Station. I mean, but yet it's on 2 LPs. So it's hard to define a double LP in 2026 unless he's coming out saying, "Look, I've got 25 songs. It's gonna be a double LP kind of thing." Wish Lewisohn could present more years on Amazon. Well, listen, Mark's got a book to get out and get finished, and he needs to get paid. So he's doing these presentations. He has the film done because he needs money. He's trying to finish volumes 2 and 3 at the same time, in my opinion, and get them done. And apparently, I saw this link. David Gargolino, former Two Legs co-host and my buddy, sent us a link. There is an Amazon date for volume 2. So I don't know how true that is. That was on the Hoffman forums also. So maybe the end of the year we'll tune in. We shall see. No, Man Not on the Run. Paul's 80s era. It needs a better look. He certainly was not on the run in the 80s. He definitely called it quits. And you're going to see in the film, John's death really, it was like the end of everything. And Morgan tells that story so beautifully. And then John's death in the film is a really emotional moment in the film. And you're going to see why. Yeah, the second screening. That was the other thing Paul dropped over this past week. The 19th wasn't good enough. Now you can go on the 22nd and see it. So, which I'm glad because we were supposed to go today and now we're going to see it on Sunday. But I'm sure lots of you all are going to go on the 19th. Heidi and I have prior commitments, so we're not going to go the 19th. But we will probably have some shows at some point, either right here or on Two Legs or on Hands, where we kind of do some live day of reactions. And we're going to do something with Mitch Axelrod from the Fab Four Free for All as well. It is, Lynn. And I'm sure at some point we are going to have a Two Legs Discord kind of call to recap it privately too. That's our Discord community that supports us. So yeah, it will. What do you mean Sigourney Weaver was doing during the Wings tour? What? She was getting ready to film Alien in 1980. That's what she was doing. I thought you were going to be going mobile today like the Who sings. Oh, you're in flight. Because you messaged me. You said, I'll be in transit. You're in flight. You're going back. He was up east, and now he's going back to Texas. Good. Get home before the weather gets crappy, because, again, we're expecting some more snow here tonight. It hasn't gone away. That snowstorm from 3 weeks ago is still blanketed snow all over the New Jersey. Ridiculous. Hasn't gone anywhere. Probably in Michigan, too. Elliot's here. Hey, man, I got your message. Thank you for that. I had already known that, though, but I do appreciate the message. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Elliot, were your tickets affected by that pre-19th sale date that the Angelica listed? I knew that was too good to be true. Mike's here. Hi, Mike. Just hopped on. Happy Sunday. Maybe it'll be the variations for the new McCartney album. Maybe one version will have songs, but the other doesn't have. Well, I'm sure we can count on that. We know that. I just don't think that we're going to get 85,000 different colors like McCartney 3. I think that was a one and done, but who knows? I mean, look at what happened with the Man on the Run soundtrack. Yellow, orange, standard black. So there probably will be one or two variants at least of the new album. Probably definitely standard black. Will it be what McCartney 3 was? God, I hope not. I was messaging with Joe Mayo the other day, and he's dwindling down his record collection, and he's getting ready. I think he only has like 2 or 3 McCartney 3s left, he said. So, because I had asked him if he was interested in selling an item that he has in his collection, but he wasn't. Lynn says, need to make sure that yes, you do. Oh, yeah. And you're going to see it with Tom, right? You guys are going to the same showing? They did, Dad. I meant to tell you that. I meant to text you that during the week. They are honoring that new date at 1:40. So next Sunday. So we're all good for that. Unfortunately, the MVP will not be joining us that day. She was supposed to, but again, a prior commitment. But she'll be there in spirit with us. She will. Because she's already seen it because we had the screener. So that rough mix arrow through me it's fantastic. It is fantastic. Fandango did cancel your order, but the 19th is okay. That's the date of nation worldwide that it's getting released. So I don't understand that. Descrots. Let me look at Fandango right now. See if it's still in there. Last I checked. Let's see. My orders. Today at 1:40. Come see Man on the Run. If I was going to the city, I'd be SOL. Ridiculous. Come on now. A single from the doc? Well, I think you've kind of got that with the 3 released tracks already that are out. With Arrow Through Me, Live and Let Die. I think that's this single isn't really a thing anymore. You're just going to get something dropping early. Now, there are songs, and I talked about this in my little quick video talking about the soundtrack. There is music in the doc that's not on the soundtrack, and that's annoying. But they did a pretty good job of not kind of giving you everything that you already got on the Wings compilation by throwing you a couple of cookies on there. So, Tony says he was fascinated to hear. I love the emojis. Tony's always throwing the emojis to describe what he's talking about. I love that. He was fascinated to hear from Sean in the Wings book. Well, it's even better in the film. Sean's perspective in the film, to me, is more powerful than anything he said in the book. Single release with Maybe I'm Amazed with coming up. Maybe. Susan says, I bet Amazon will have a special color of the new LP. And that's something that's going to be very interesting to watch moving forward now with McCartney and his marketing people. Is everything going to come out on Amazon? You go to the Amazon link, and I sent it to the Discord fam for all the new merch, and they're like, great. Ted, I remember Ted was like, now I got to get all of them. Ted, how many did you get? Really, how many did you get? Now, I don't know. Between me, Tom and I are like in a T-shirt collecting battle. Who's going to get more shirts? Yeah, because you just can't get one, can you? But I went with this one. I like this one the best so far. Yeah, but archives, like there is a potential there for Paul to use Amazon as like the future hub of just his stuff. So maybe we get all exclusive McCartney releases all through, and then they make you go to Amazon Music to get it all. Wouldn't be on Spotify. It wouldn't be on Apple Music. Sign me up. I would cancel my Apple Music in 2 seconds if all the McCartney stuff is now going to go to Amazon and that's going to become the new hub for all his releases. Done. Take my money. Lynn says, so smart, Susan. I should have gotten tickets for both shows just in case. Okay. I hope he's feeling better. James says he's not going to get a second showing there. As only half, what? Only half the tickets have been sold? Bollocks to that. That stinks. Come on, man. Tony asks, is there an introduction to the film? There is. Another bonus for those of us going to see it in the theater. 20-minute Q&A with, an interview with Morgan and Paul at the start of it. And Morgan said in the interview that he brings some Wings relics from his archive to show Paul. And Paul kind of responds to it and reacts to it. I can't wait to see what Morgan pulled out and shows him. So that's the added bonus of going to see it in the cinema. So I wish, hopefully we can get that released on whatever it's going to come out on. As to kind of harken back to Surge's early release. Let's get it. Let's get a Blu-ray release, DVD of it. But you know what, though? There are so many outlets these days. Like when something drops on any streaming platform, all you have to do is Google somebody. And there's people out there that put these things out on Blu-ray with cover art and everything. And it's like with Disney, with the anthology. If they're not going to release it on physical, people out there are doing it. And a quick Google search can get you these things. So if you want to have a physical product in your hand, you can get it. It's easily done. Lots of Linda love in the documentary, as there should be. As there should be. Especially for Mary and Stella. And these kids are so grounded, man. And Paul and Linda raised their family that way. Being multi-millionaire, globe-trotting, globe-setting people, rock stars, they are so down to earth. That's why the man is going still he's going to be 84 this year. And he's going back to Japan. That's why. Lynn says only a few seats in a front row left, and about half the seats sold at the Sunday showing. Small theater, though. Well, I would like a smaller theater to see it in, to be honest with you. Go see on the screener was great, but it was watermarked with my email address on it. So, and we watched it on the TV and everything, and it was nice. But to go see it, on the big screen, that's going to be quite a day. So I'm really looking forward to next Sunday and seeing all of our friends and my mom and my dad, and a good friend of mine, Bob's joining because now that the MVP can't make it, and Ryan too, and a couple other friends. Your son's going, so I'll make that. And you're going to see Tom. Good. That's all good stuff with the film. Good deal. What else happened this past week? Record Store Day announcement for April. Not getting up at 4:00 in the morning, damn it, for anything on that list. I'm not. The Love Meditation mixes from John. Now listen, the Mind Games ones I liked. I bought that. It's relaxing. It's cool. But now we're going to get a triple album set of meditation mixes for just the song Love, which is a beautiful song. Again, and that's a Record Store Day first. It's not a Record Store Day exclusive. I'm not waking up. Maybe if that is on a Black Friday sale or it's half off eventually, I'll get it. But I'm not going to get that. And what else came out? George's, again, more zoetropes. Come on. Dark Horse and Extra Texture. No, thank you. I know my friend Joan loves zoetropes. My friend Nick loves zoetrope. He got the All Things Must Pass, but I can't be bothered with it. I don't think it is. The Mind Games one is good. We're going to do it again now. I just don't like it. And then Ringo had new releases, more colored vinyl. Choose Love. No, I did not. No. Yeah, Dark Horse and Extra Texture on Zoetrope. No, thanks. I'm very choosy and selective when it comes to my record buying these days. And that is just a niche market that I'm not into. But those of you that are, more power to you. If that's what your passion is, then I think that's great. Okay. Ringo has a new issue of Choose Love issued by Friday Records, which has been a label. They've done a lot of reissues over the years, but I'm not going to get that either. There's one or two good songs on that, but I'm not going to get that at all. No thanks. No thanks at all for that. Just not interested in it at all. For me, it's Paul first and then everything else. Susan says at her theater they had to open a second show on the 19th. as well as a show on the 22nd. Yeah. Ah, see, Sue, there you go. So she loves all those things. All right, so Susan, can you tell us? Because I have one, and that's the Mind Games from the Cube, as you see there, Mind Games Cube, which included a Zoetrope pressing. Now, I played it once, but can you actually tell the audience, how do you play it? You need an app on your phone to see the thing spinning? That's too much. That's too much work. Turn the light off, ultraviolet light to see some image moving on a record? No, thank you. But yeah, explain it to the audience on the Sunday Fam, Susan. Tell us how that works. I tried it once. It didn't work. Done. Friday Music is a shady site. They never sent you the album. See, yeah, you got to watch some of this stuff. Shipping is ridiculous. I mean, there is just so much. Everything is so much with it. Like, there is so much shipping now with Amazon and everything else. Like, things are just kind of, very little care is being done. Let me put it this way. These shirts that I got, they came from Amazon in an Amazon brown bag, folded up, not even in plastic. Disgust. Right in the wash. So, like, yeah, very little care is being done in the shipping world these days. So, and because everything is, they just can't keep up with the demand. You know, I mean, sometimes it's brilliant, right? If you want to get a Keurig maker, for your new flat, and you order it at 4:00, by 9:00 at night, it's there. That's great. But then things like this that don't come sealed, ski factor, no good. So if you buy these shirts from McCartney's store, Amazon, when you get them, right in the wash. James says, I'm just adding the George Harrison releases to my collection since you don't have them anymore. Fair enough. Jeff says, I don't buy any of these rehashes of the same LPs I bought in the 70s unless they're in a box set that I'm interested. LOL. Record Store Day should be rebranded. It has turned into such a cash grab. And I hate using that word, but, its intentions when it launched, what was that, in 2005 or whatever? No, 14, whenever it started, was to support the brick and mortar record shops, right? Because the age of the Amazon and eBay and Discogs and nobody had to go out to a record store anymore. They just bought it online. Oh, let's come up with this thing to support our indie stores. Great. Go out. And those first couple of years, it did really feel like a true, authentic experience. Now it's become its own thing. It's become its own Amazon monopoly. Record Store Day merch, Record Store Day t-shirts. Like, that's not what it was intended to be. So, I know my two legs partner likes to get up at 2 a.m. and wait for a record to go in the store. And unless it's something that gets Paul related, I ain't doing it. And Joe Mayo will say, even like last year, and again, we're talking about anniversaries. Bowery was a year ago this past week. If you believe that. That was worth waiting online for, to see a Beatle. No brainer. To get a record, it's got to be a pretty good record for me to wait online to go to Record Store Day. I tried it. When was the last time I tried it? Last year? Or no, 24? When in 24, when the Mind Games EP came out. I tried. Got up at 4:00 in the morning, damn it. And waited online, and it was gone. And by the time I got in, it was gone. So pissed off, in the record store, went on eBay and bought a copy anyway for another $20 more than it was advertised. So you know what? I'll pay the extra $20 to sleep in late. Keep your lines, keep your folding chairs, and get out of here. Peace and love to the people that like to do it, though, but just not my cup of tea or coffee, as it is today, as it is every day. HMV packaging is here. It's good. Amazon is crap. Horrible. I mean, and I've never noticed that with shirts coming, because I've got quite a few shirts, and when they come, they're usually always sealed. They come in the nice gray Amazon bag, and then it's inside of clear plastic, protected. Now it's like some warehouse person takes it, folds it, throws it in a bag, and mails it. The scrots. Do I think Dark Horse is an underrated album? I do. I just can't, I don't like George's voice on it. It's too hoarse, pun intended. I like that there's some wonderful songs on it, But I can't stand his voice on that. He was really kind of just he was in a messed up stage. The divorce with Patty, the drug taking. It was not, those years were not Georgia's finest years. That's why I think, the return with 33 and a third is better. And I know Owen Ling disagrees, but I just can't. I can't with that. Maybe if it gets a remix, that'll be good. And the Harrison camp keeps issuing things on cardboard CDs. Kind of lame. The last really good thing that we got from them was the crate and the gnomes. Those gnomes that we see all the time. Yeah. Yep. We talked about that. We already talked about that. Yep. All right, Susan. This is how we do the zoetrope, Jazz. An app on your phone or a strobe light would be best. I haven't been able to do it effectively either, but mainly because my turntable is too high up in the cabinet for me to see the surface. Again, too much effort. It's music. We just want to listen to music. We don't need to have 85,000 apps and ultraviolet lights to see a little spinning image. But as the song goes, whatever gets you through the night. James. Press to Play archive on its 40th anniversary. No chance. Well, listen, we could live in a fantasy world, right? And I'll give you a little teaser here for a very future upcoming episode of Hands Across the Water. Tony, Kyle, and myself are going to put together what a archive release of Press to Play will look like. Track by track, disc by disc, the whole 9 yards. We're going to put it together probably in the next month or so, but that's going to be a kind of an ambitious undertaking for us because it's going to be a really comprehensive episode. We'll have a lot of multimedia slid in there too, some tracks and some videos as we go through each disc, what it's going to look like. We're even going to design the cover of it too, to have the spine match and the coloring, because if Paul's not going to do it, we can pretend. So we're going to kind of drop those into the video to show you what it'll look like. And we're going to design it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You like the look of the zoetropes. Fair enough. And I like the look of the Mind Game zoetrope, but that's about it. James says Owen is always wrong. But listen, between him and Hot Take Slate, I don't know who's more. You can't keep up. You can't keep up with those guys. There's another guy too that I'm going to have on my channel soon as well. He's got a George Harrison birthday tribute show at the Cafe Wa in Greenwich Village on February 27th, which Heidi and I will be going to. So that's going to be really fun. That's on a Friday night at the end of the month. The day that the actual documentary, Man on the Run, drops on Amazon. How funny is that? So Jeff Slate is doing a George show the day that Man on the Run drops. And I'm going to have Jeff on here to promote that show and get his take on the documentary. And that'll be a future episode here on the Backwards Traveler, probably that last week leading up into the Cafe Wa show, pre-recorded, of course. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun to talk to Jeff again. Great guy, great band. And again, not everybody loves his takes, and I don't agree with a lot of them either, but he's just a kind guy who has, achieved a lot and done a lot and has great writings, and he's a great musician and he's a good friend. He really is. Yes. Thank you. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yep. Press to Play. Kyle Hand on the Run's favorite album. Or as he calls it, it's Paul Sgt. Pepper. And he'll have more to say about that when we record it. If an album cover didn't fit an album, it was Press to Play. So what if you didn't like that cover of Paul and Linda, what would you make it? Non-Beatle related. Jeopardy with Breakup by breakup song Red Hard Shit. You lost me, Elliot. Funny you say that. I put one together for the Back to the archive set. Okay. Oh, the Greg Kinn Band. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know who that is. On your way to work, you kept listening to me. Thank you. You're a funny guy. Funny how? I'm a clown. I amuse you. There we go. How you doing? That's the MVP coming back. from an errand. Oh boy. So before we get to the trivia later, the Name That Tune trivia, which I think is going to go very well today for Lynn A, because it's all Beatles songs. I've only got 4 solo songs in there, one by each Beatle. So that's going to be fun. Before I do that, I want to talk about a little bit about a fun thing that I'm doing on my social media, on my Instagram. And you can find my Instagram if you don't use it. I'm just at Andy Nichols with the blue check mark. You can find me on there. And I was invited to by a friend of mine, Lily Fozzie, who's on Instagram I believe she's from the UK. She found me and she tagged me. She came up with this idea to call a Man on the Run challenge, where every day leading up into the premiere of the doc, you post an album of Paul's or Wings that's from your collection. Could be standard, could be rare. Talk a little bit about it, celebrate. And so I accepted it. I joined it like 3 days late. I think I joined on day 3. I didn't start from the first day, but I really love it. And some of them have gone viral. So it was really, really good fun to do. I'm doing that now. I'm collaborating with, when you do a post on Instagram, you can kind of collaborate with people. So I'm doing it with my buddy Boyan Archer. His handle is Macavinyl. And I'm also doing it with another Instagram collaborator. His name is Pockets Full of Vinyl. So if you go to my Instagram, you're going to see lots of posts. Some of them are mine, but they're all of ours. And it's kind of catching a lot of speed. I did one, I think, on day 13, which was the Fireman. Let me take a look here. I posted Electric Arguments on day 10, and it's got like 4,000 views, 4,500 views. See, so if you just go to Instagram, it's really fun. I don't know if some people don't use it, but it's really good stuff. So that was my day 10. So I posted the pizza box version of Electric Arguments, which was a recent score at a fest. And it's a lot of fun. Like, I wind my day down and I'm thinking, okay, like, what am I going to post today? What am I going to post 2 days from now? So it's a really fun challenge. And if you are an Instagram user and you'd like to participate, join in with us. It's a lot of fun. And you learn about people's collections and what they've got and what's their holy grail, what's sacred. So really, really good stuff on there. So check that out. That's just at Andy Nichols on Instagram, all together, one word. So check some of those out and join us. Join in the challenge. It's a lot of fun. Susan says that I think that the Press to Play album cover is great. I have no problem with it. I'm good with it. Totally good with that. Oh boy, Lynn A is going to clean up. I think so, because I wanted to make things a little easier. And even when I did this last time 2 weeks ago, I was some hardcore Paul songs. Even my parents were like, we didn't know any of those. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go back and put the training wheels on the bike. Okay, like you're learning to ride a bike, but you got to put the training wheels on. Let's roll it back a little bit and let's just do some easy Beatles songs. Now, I expect that y'all watching this are going to get these like in the first note. And when I did this last time with Tone, they played great. I played it for a nanosecond, and you all got them. It was really fun. I just wasn't sure how tech-wise that was going to translate. And I don't know if Tone's watching today. And if he is, and he wants to come on to help me keep score for this, that's great. Or if anybody else in the chat would like to come on. If anybody's watching this that wants to come on and help me keep score, you're invited. Just let me know. If anybody wants to out there, let me know, and I'll send you the link, and you can join me as we kind of keep track. I think I've got a total of 15 songs between Beatles songs and then 4 solo songs. We'll see. Elliot's going to play Name That Tune. Good. And if somebody wins and you're not already in our Discord, then you will be in our Discord. But just about everybody on this live show is in there for the most part. So if you're not already in there, hopefully you win and you get in. Lynn purchased. Oh, you're going to go to the Sunday showing now too. But wait, there's more. All right. Retroact Farmer says, I think if the Press to Play cover photo had been just Paul, it would have worked better. The picture they chose is a little too lovey-dovey, sickening. That's a good take. I mean, I like the cover for what it is, but it's such an experimental album. That would have worked as like a maybe. I don't know. Yeah. The 30s cover photo does not fit the vibe. Totally agree. All right. So let me get through here. Blah, 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 blah. Talk about the Instagram challenge. Too much pressure. Now we'll close it out with trivia, and that'll take us home, and we'll say goodbye on a Sunday. Do a nice hour, hour and change maybe. We'll see if anybody else wants to come on there. Still stay in, because Jeff, you could win this, man, when you're not listening to Taylor Swift. Stay. We'll get to it. It's a Sunday. Unless you're working, hang out. Stir the sauce later. And that's what we're making today. A little Sunday sauce here in Jersey, as you do. Done with that. Now, okay. I haven't seen anybody chime in that wants to join, so I'm just going to roll with it solo. If anybody else does want to come in and jump on the call, let me know. All right, let me get the music queued up here. As we prepare for Andy's Sunday Live show, Name That Tune, the second installment. And I think this kind of went over a lot better than those really tough questions that people were really stumped on. And I think the music's better. You'll hear it. I'm going to play it for 1 second. The first person to get the answer right gets the point. Now, if multiple come in at the same timestamp, you all get it, okay? And I predict today with Beatles songs, that's going to happen, because you're going to hear it. You're going to hear once. And again, it's like muscle memory, right? You hear a drum beat, you hear a bass note, your brain just instantly goes to it, and you know. So correct timestamp, correct answer, same timestamp, point for all. You were better with the miming. Well, speaking of miming, let me give a little shameless plug here to my friends Lewisohn and Paul with Dinner with Greedo. They are recording a new installment of their brilliant game show called the Beatle Board, I believe tomorrow, and that'll be up on both their channels. That's Dinner with Greedo, Greedo, and Lewisohn. It kind of comes up on both their pages, and it's a brilliant trivia game show that has miming, and where Paul or Tony will mime out actions of a song, and you have to guess it. It's tough. Sometimes it's tough, sometimes it's easy, but we'll see, Lynn. I'm playing you the song, girl. Come on. Elliot says, did you know there was a press to play party at Radio City Music Hall the day it was released? Was anyone there? I did not know that. A press to play party? Oh, it's fantastic. The Beatle Board, and I can't compete. This is just a little fun live show on the air, doing it live, which is fun, which is cool too. But that's a really great show because there's different, Tone Was Quizzical is one of the ones they do. And then there's one in there where you have to say the line before the line they give you, which is tough because your brain always goes to the next line of the song. You then have to think about the line before, and you're like, wait a minute, that's really tough. So I know I'm going to get an invitation to play that game eventually. I am dreading it because I am not going to score well, because that one is so tough because you have to give the line before the song, and that is very difficult to do. But it's a great show. All right, we are ready. If we're all caught up with the comments, we are ready for Name That Tune. Here we go. It is very hard. Okay, song number 1. So we're going to do the Beatles songs first, and then we'll do the solo songs to end it, okay? Here we go. Number 1 of Name That Tune. Make sure this is turned up so you can hear it. Okay, here we go. What is that? And please tell me you heard it. What was that song? There they come in. Wow. Look at this. I knew this was going to happen. Whoa. All at the same time. Oh, Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oof, Maron. Mike. I'm going to write this down. Give me a second here. Mike. Lynn, Jeff. Tom. Holy Socks. Susan. Ted, and Elliot, all at 12:24 with Tell Me Why is the correct answer. Good job. Easy peasy. Wow. Okay. If that's any indication how this is going to go, people are going to have a lot of points. Okay. I think that's going to cut it off now because it's now a minute past that. So we're going to go to the next song. The next track. Here we go. And there was a couple of hard ones in here too. But let's see. Here we go. Song number 2. Kid Gloves, man. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there we go. Mike, Jeff, Dad's in there. Dad's on the board. All right. Tom Liverani, Lynn A. All right. Number 1, 2. Okay. Oh, they're all now. We got to look at the timestamps now, though. Let's see. The first person, 12:25 is Mike and Jeff. They both come in at 12:25 with the correct answers. I don't want to spoil the party. Everybody else is a minute later. So I can't give you credit. Although, you know what? I can give credit to my dad because he's my dad and he deserves it. So, Dad, you get a point. So, my channel, my show, I can do that. Well, oh, Lynn said Norwegian Wood. Oh, Lynn. All right. Number 2. On to number 3. Okay. Here we go. Oh, Jeffrey. See you next time. What was the third song? Slightly more difficult. Let's see here. Not a big hit. A little bit of a deeper cut. Ah, there we go. Ted and Holly Sox. At 12:27, we've got Ted, Holly Sox, Tom Liverani, and Mike, all with the correct answer. What's the new Mary Jane? So, Ted, Holly, Mike, Elliot's a minute later. So this is only going to go to Ted, Holly, and Tom. I will play it again, Susan, just so you can hear it. Can't play too much, although otherwise they'll zap me for playing Beatles music. So yes, that is the White Album outtake. What's the new Mary Jane? Otherwise known as What a Shame Mary Jane Had to Paint at the Party, which I would have preferred on the White Album over Revolution 9. Easily. Yes. Some obscure song I've never heard. I had to throw a couple of toughies in here. You know, what am I going to put on? Love Me Do and Strawberry Fields Forever that my 8-year-old nephew James could get? No way. All right. So 3 in. Yeah. Mike. Yeah. So we've got some 3-way ties all across the board. We'll tally it all up as we go through. Okay. Number 4. Here we go. Number 4. Number 4. There we go. Tom, Mike, Ted. Let's see. First timestamps in. Points go to Mike. Mike, how do I say your last name? I want to pronounce this right when because you're such a good friend of the show and with tone. Mike Carisi, do I say that? I want to make sure I say that right. Mike Carisi, Tom Liverani, and Ted all get the points. And the correct answer is Babies in Black. Hold on. Close that. That was a Discord call. Something in the Cerise Cerisy. Okay. Thank you, Mike Cerisy. He gets the point. At the first time, Dad, I gave you the one cookie. If I keep doing it again, they're gonna boo me off the stage. So I got to play somewhat fair. Well, you got it right. I'm just glad that you're getting these because I know last time you guys didn't have a hope in hell. Is Mom playing too? I haven't seen her in the chat yet. Babies in Black, which we talked about in the most recent episode of Beatles for Sale on Hands Across the Water. Okay. Next one. Here we go. Number 5 of Name That Tune, Beatles edition. Mike again. Correct answer is You Like Me Too Much. At 12:31. 12:31 is the winning timestamp. So far, we got Mike. We got Holy. We got Tom Liverani. We've got Susan. And that's it. Elliot comes in at 12:32. Too late. Points awarded. Points earned. Very good. I can't believe Ted didn't get that one. Ted must be taking a break. Okay. Number 6. What do you I don't stand a chance. I'm not even trying. Bullshit. You know these songs. Ma, you got to know these songs. Come on. All right. At least you're there. I am. All right. Here we go. Number 6. Lynn says that she was never good with Name That Tune. The Beatles have the most distinctive opening notes. They do. Oh, here they come in. Flying in. Ted, there's Ted. You're back at it. Correct answer is Mother Nature's Son at 12:33. Ted, Tom, Mike. No, not Dear Prudence, Dad. Right album. Right church, wrong pew. Mike Walljasper, Susan, all at 12:33. Lynn says Norwegian Wood again. No. Was that a joke or did you really mean that? All right, Ted, Tom, Mike Walljasper, Susan, a lot of right answers here, and Elliot. Very good. Richard James, my Bowery buddy. Hello, sir. You're like Lynette, who kept saying, when we did this with Paul songs, she said, I'm just going to keep saying silly love songs. Okay. So the 6 people correct with that one, with Mother Nature's Son from the White Album. Okay, next. Here we go. Number 7. This might be a tough one. There we go. This is the heart. You got to know your Beatles stuff if you're going to get this one. Mike Cerisi and Tom Liverani, both at 12:34 with the correct answer. And that Means a Lot. 12. Lynn. No, Susan, you're a minute late. I can't give you credit on that one, love. The answer is That Means a Lot, which is an outtake from the Help sessions, which ended up coming out on the Beatles Anthology 2 in 1996. That means a lot. And that's going to be Mike and Tom. Yeah. Tough one, that. All right, only 2 awarded there. Number 8 as we go through the list here. Okay. We've got C8. So make sure I don't play the same thing twice now. Okay. It might be more. Might be at like 15 by the time it's all said and done. That's all right. We ain't going anywhere. It's Sunday. What do you got to do? Nothing. Play a little trivia. All right. Number 8. Here we go. Come on. Lynn, if you don't get this right, you're out. You're in detention. Here we go. Number 8. Come on. Oh, you knew that one. Good job there, Heidster. Okay. Mike. Oh, here they come flying in. Oof, my own. Mike, Ted, Tom, real quick, did you and James go to the Irving Plaza show, the Valentine's Day show in 2014 that I saw people posting about over the weekend? I was wondering if you guys went to that. Sadly, I couldn't go to that one at the time, but what a gig that was. Correct answer is when I'm 64, and the winning timestamp is 12:36. And that's a lot of people here. Hold on. Mike, Ted, Tom, Susan, Richard's on the board. All right. Lynette, you got it. No detention for you, honey. Mike, Waljasper, Lynette, nice to see you here on the Sunday Live. I wasn't sure if you were here. How you doing, darling? Elliot, a lot of points earned here. Okay. You didn't go to it. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like I know Bob. I know Bob went to it. And PJ and those guys, and some of the other fans on the run. Late so. Paul didn't come out until like 11 o'clock that night to perform. That's quite a long day to wait, but that's what you do when you have a chance to see Paul, right? Okay. Number 9. No, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be Revolution 9. I promise you. Here we go. Make sure. Okay. This is a little bit more tough. This is a much more difficult one. Listen up now. I would have put myself in detention if I missed that one. Oh, I'm glad. Nick Syrette, we gave you a shout out earlier in the show. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Talk to you soon. You are here. Nice. Thanks for being here today. There we go. Correct answer is Love of the Loved, and the right timestamp is 12:38. How many come flying in? Right now, Elliot's got a point. Elliot, Susan. Lynn says she hates Revolution 9, but I would have guessed it correctly. Heidi loves Revolution 9. This coming from a gal who used to, the stress of a day in the life used to make her anxiety go crazy. I'd play a day in the life and she'd say, can you fast forward the part of the orchestra building up? It's making me anxious. I'm like, it's a day in the life. Now she can listen to a day in the life and do cartwheels while it's on. Yeah, that's right.
I'm over that now.
Oh, please.
Revolution 9, no. Day in the life, I love now.
Block that kick. Block that kick. Block that kick.
You're a riot.
Oh, my God. Wow. All right. So it looks like we only have 2 people that got number 9 right, and that's Elliot and Susan. And the correct answer is Love of the Loved, which was an outtake. No, it wasn't an outtake. It was more part of the Decca audition on New Year's Day in 1962. And it's an original song, and it has not seen the light of day yet. I would have thought that would have been a great inclusion on Anthology, but it has not been out yet. That's Love of the Loved. Yes. The Fab Four do a great version of Revolution 9. The New York City-based Beatles tribute band, which now does not have Will Lee in the band anymore. Anybody that does follow the Fab Four, and we've seen them, I've probably seen them 20 times. Will Lee, the front man, has stepped away to focus on his own stuff, which is a shame because he's such a great bass player and he's played with everybody under the sun. So yeah, good luck to the Fab Four as they continue. But they do a show where they do the whole White Album and they do Revolution 9, and it's really good. You won't be coming to that show, I guess. Okay, number 10. All right, so I've got, let me see here. Just want to make sure we didn't play this one already. I've got to go back up here. Hold on. Yep. Let's see. 1, 2. I've got 2 more Beatles songs, and then we're going to go to the solo songs. Okay? Here we go. Number 10. Number 10. That's an easy one. Don't do Norwegian Wood because if I didn't get it, I would be worse in detention. Okay. I won't play it then. Okay. Right answers are flying in left and right. We've got Mike, Cerisi, Ted, Susan, Richard, Elliot, Tom, all with the correct answer at 12:41. Ooh, but 12:42. Elliot, you're a minute late. And Tom, unfortunately, Liverani, you're a minute late. The correct answer is Thank You, Girl, an early B-side. So that is Mike, C, Ted, Susan, and Richard. All with Thank You, Girl. Yes, Dad, you got it right. Very good. All right. One more Beatles song as a bonus, just because we can. And this one's going to be a tough one. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a hardcore one that I think only a couple of people are going to know or get. It's not the best quality, but if you know, you know. Listen up. Let's see. This was, I purposely put this one in here as a tough one. What do we got? No. No, it's not searching. This one might be tough. I'll give it a minute, and then if you don't get it, let's see. I'll play some more of it. Close. You're in the right ballpark. You're in the right ballpark, Ted. Susan! The correct answer is I Remember You from the Star Club tapes. Very good. Very good answer. Yes. I'm going to play it. That's the correct answer. It's I Remember You. It's Paul singing I Remember You from the Star Club tapes in Hamburg. Yeah. Yes. Would have loved to have heard that in better quality. And again, could you imagine what Peter Jackson can do to that song? That's Paul singing Frank Ifield. I think it's Frank. Yeah, I think it's Frank Ifield doing I Remember You. Or was it a cover? Yeah. Frank Ifield's I Remember You. A 20-year-old James Paul McCartney singing that in Hamburg. God, if I could hear that with cleaned up stuff that Peter has, that whole live album would be tremendous. I love that song. That's I Remember You. And Susan gets that one. Good job. On VJ, yes, indeed. Please, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? All right. That's right. Dad was there at the Star Club because Dad was serving our country in the Navy. Thank you for your service, Dad. Appreciate and respect and love you. Thank you. Good stuff. Okay. Now, to close it out, we've got 4 solo songs, one by each Beatle. Okay, and then we're going to close it out and tally it up and say sayonara on this 15th of February, 2026 for the Sunday live show. Here we go. Okay, we're going to go first. We're not going to go jump. We're just going to randomize it. Here's Ringo. Okay, listen up. That is a Ringo Starr song. Ah, Susan. Yeah. Correct. Back at you, mama. Susan, Tom Liverani, and Elliot all 12:46. Close, but no cigar. The correct answer is Attention from Ringo's 1981 album Stop and Smell the Roses, which was a song written by none other than Paul McCartney. I'll play it a few more seconds if you've never heard it before. And you can tell that it's a McCartney song.
Everybody needs attention. Everybody wants to smile.
Good track, that. Love it. And you can tell that Paul wrote it. It's got that McCartney songwriting quality all over it. That's Attention. Okay. Lynn says that she's only listened to one Ringo album and his 70s hits on the radio. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. Ringo's done. Now we're moving on. Okay. Next up, a John track. Listen up. Nope. No. Elliot, Mike. There we go. There's the correct answer. Richard James and Christian. Christian's on the board on the Sunday live show. All right. Richard James and Christian. Now, a lot of people saying Love. It is not Love. It is Out the Blue from Mind Games. There you go. Out the Blue from Mind Games. One of the most beautiful songs John ever wrote. Could have been a single. Out the Blue. So that's Richard and Christian. Yeah. Congrats, guys, at 12:48. Okay. Okay, time for George. And then we're going to close it out with Paul because that's what we do. Okay, here's up for a George song. 80s George. Here we go. There we go. Christian, Mike, Elliot, Tom Liverani, all at 12:49 with the correct answer. This is Love from Cloud 9 by George Harrison. So we've got Christian, Mike, Elliot, Tom, Mike, Wall Jasper, which I think he says this is looking. He meant this is love. James Martinez, you're still here in flight. Thanks for hanging on. James M. Susan. Oh, the correct answer. Okay, at 12:49. Good job. It looks like our friend Mike Carisi is going to be joining the Discord because it looks like he's going to be the winner here, I think, today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, Mike is in the lead with 11 points right now. So, Mike, if you don't know what Discord is, I suggest you download it. Because you, my friend, are going to get an invitation to the Two Legs Discord where we talk all things Paul and Beatles around the clock. We share news, tidbits, rumors, gossip, other stuff too, and all good stuff on there. So looks like Mike's going to be our winner today. I'll tally everybody up officially, but here we go. Last song of the day on Name That Tune here on the Sunday Live Show. Listen up for a Paul song from 1980. There we go. Correct answers are flying in. Here we go. Ted's on the board. So let's see. For the last one, Ted, Tom, Mike, Elliot, Lynette. Very cool. It's not silly love songs, love. Mike Waljasper. No. James Martina. The correct answer is from McCartney 2, Bogey Music. With the weird voice.
Everybody bogey, I dig that bogey beat. I'm in that bogey river, smells so sweet.
Weird track, but a great one. I love when he does those things with his voice. Love it. So that's going to wrap it up, gang. Your winner today is Mike Cerisi. Mike, congratulations to you, sir. Do me a favor and send me a DM on Instagram or email or something, and we'll sort you out with the Discord. You're in, man. Toughy but goody. Oh, Susan approves. Okay, very good. Elliot named them all. Okay, that's it. Well, Elliot, you did good. Thanks for hanging around. I appreciate you playing today. Mike, you have won the Name That Trivia portion of the live show today. Congratulations. Only once? Well, now you've got to listen to it again. Yeah. If does Tone have it? If Tone has it, then I'll get it from him. Okay? And then we'll correspond that way, okay? Until we can message each other. But thanks, man. Yeah. I'm just glad they play through okay. And, everybody could hear them play okay. We're muffled or anything. We didn't get zapped by the copyright gods for playing music too much. But I was going to play you a little bit of Arrow Through Me, the rough mix, but that would be a no-no. But it's out there. Just go to Amazon Music and you can listen to it now, along with Live and Let Die from Rock Show in 1980. So good stuff. What a great show, man. Thank you for everybody for being here today. Yeah, the audio was great. Okay, good. I'm glad because I wasn't sure about that. And Tony was I guess Tony couldn't make it this today. So to help me with it, but I'm glad that I was able to do it. Thank you all for playing today. What a great show, man. You guys, your comments were so awesome today. From everything, kind of just going over all the news, the Men on the Run stuff, the trivia, Record Store Day, the Evolver 62. Wow. Thank you guys for being here. What a great Sunday. Great way to kind of kick off a Sunday. Those of you that we're going to kind of see next week in New York City for Man on the Run, can't wait to see you. Lower East Side for the screening. So get your shirts, get your merch. Stay tuned to my channel for all things related to Paul and everything else under the sun. We'll have it here. Reviewing it. It's the 19th, Thursday night, man. It'll be out there. So enjoy it. We're going to recap it and do all of it everywhere. So, yeah. I am not going on the 19th. Sunday, I'll be there. So, yes, Man on the Run. Enjoy it. Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy your families. Enjoy the music. Enjoy all the Paul stuff. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out. Bye.